Welcome to Roll for Geekiness. I'm Jonathan of Tigerfire Studios.
And I'm Amanda of At Villainous by Night.
And it's a little longer than we would usually take us to get around to this, but we did go to RetroGameCon in Syracuse, New York, not too long ago. RetroGameCon is, as you might expect from the name, about retro video gaming. And in that regard, they had quite a bit of stuff going on. The main event space was probably divided about 50-50 between vendors who were either selling old video game cartridges and stuff like that, or video game memorabilia and other adjacenty sort of things. And the other half was literally tables upon tables set up with TVs and old gaming consoles, and boy, wandering through that was a lot of flashbacks for me, a lot of nostalgia there. But yeah, I mean, that is what the event was about, and it did seem to hit the marks for that pretty well. But that wasn't entirely why we went.
It wasn't. Before, though, I swing over to that, I'll just say, too, that they did have a lot of video game stations set up, but they also did have tabletop gaming going on.
That's right.
And so there was a relatively large section of the event space set aside for that as well.
Yeah.
So, just as a side note.
Yeah, probably about as much space as was set aside for the main stage, though, which felt like it was kind of shoved off in the corner, and that was fine when there was a band playing that you could hear quite fine throughout the entire rest of the event space without having to be in the main stage area, but was a little crowded when it came to some of the other events later in the day.
That is true, and that does tie back to what we went for, which was cosplay. We thought we had heard on
a couple of the regional cosplay Facebook groups. Yeah, it's been mentioned a few times. So
we thought we would go check it out and see what was happening and what was being offered. They did have a cosplay contest.
Yep.
So I think both of us assumed that we would see a significant number of people in cosplay, when in fact I don't think there was a large percentage of people who were attending cosplaying, which was perfectly fine, but perhaps not expected given the marketing or advertising around the cosplay contest, and that being seen as something that was a maybe not central event, but important event as part of the
yeah. And we talked about it on the way home, and I think we felt it would be generous to estimate that 15% of the attendees were in cosplay, which, again, like you said, when there were things in the schedule that was like a cosplay dating game and a cosplay deathmatch and a cosplay contest, and there was at least one panel on like how to get started in cosplay and stuff like that. So it felt like there was a lot of effort maybe by the event runners to bring cosplay into the space. Oh, I should even mention there was even a cosplay lounge, right?
Yes,
like so there was definitely like infrastructure. The event runners want to incorporate cosplay, but it didn't feel like it was there yet. I think was ultimately what we walked away feeling like. There were definitely some people that had brought their A game for the contest in terms of the craftsmanship part of the contest, but it felt like there were much fewer of those than we've seen at even other local events. So
yeah, and I do think, to your point, I think there was a lot of effort put into trying to make spaces and events, occasions for people who were cosplaying throughout the event. And I think the cosplay contest, there was clearly effort put into making that run smoothly. However, I think, as is the case with a lot of smaller cons, I think the cosplay contest was a little bit, it wasn't disorganized. That's not the word I would use to describe it. I don't know what the word is that I would use to describe it. It's not necessarily a negative. it felt like perhaps some aspects of the time lag with judging and having people walk, or having people walk who just wanted to walk to show off their cosplay versus actually compete, that whole arrangement around how those series of events went felt like maybe it had not been thought through optimally. But that was just my take on things walking away from it.
Yeah, agreed.
But yeah, I think both of us went expecting a little bit more
based on
presence.
How much hype, yeah, it seemed to be getting.
In all fairness, not just hype. Like you said, there actually were panels and a lounge set aside, and a general amount of effort was put into making sure that these things were present. It just didn't feel like the audience for that was as present as I would have expected.
Yeah.
Maybe we missed something. Maybe we were just there at
maybe all the cosplayers came on Sunday because we were only there on Saturday.
Yeah, we're not sure, but yes, if you were going for the aspect of gaming, video gaming in particular, right? The name of the con is very face valid. Retro games all the way.
Yep. If your jam is retro video gaming, I don't think you'd be disappointed with RetroGameCon. If you're going as a cosplayer, your mileage may vary.
I think it's a fair assessment of things. Yeah.
Yeah. Till next time.